And we're back, Mike Cernovich, Danger and Play, Guerrilla Mindset with 10 travel tips. A lot of people have asked me for some travel advice, and I don't want to do just another fucking generic travel thing, right? So I figure I'm gonna share with you my travel tips and also some gadgets. And I'm not gonna post links to this shit because I don't get enough clicks to make it worth money to go create affiliate links or whatever. So I'm going to just kind of talk about gadgets, and I'm going to give you some tips too. First gadget would be a universal charger. This is like a Swiss Army knife. This brand is, I think, Lifetron. And what it allows you to do is charge any kind of device. It has a micro USB. It also has an iPhone charging mechanism here. So there's your iPhone. There's your micro USB, there's your USB, and then here's your USB. Plug that in a computer, you can charge any device. It's pretty cool. This also has a stand so that you can film yourself doing videos. You put your phone here and it rests. It rests on that background. Sorry guys, I'm not giving you pro quality demonstrations because, fuck, that would just take way too much effort for way too little payoff. If you're interested, look into it yourself. This is a Lifetron. It's like a little Swiss Army knife charger. Next thing would be you want really good headphones. So I like these. These are a little pricey. But hey, you know, I can... God damn it, I'm dropping stuff. I can only talk about what I do. So these are... What are these? Fuck, I forget what they're called. V-Moda. The V-Moda Crossfade like 300s or whatever. And I reviewed them at Danger and Play, so you can actually go type in best headphones for introverts, and you can see why I chose these. I like a lot of things about these. One is that has this Kevlar cable. So other headphones that I've had, I'm fucking dropping everything. Have all these plastic cables, and the plastic cables are very they get tangled up and stuff. And this is Kevlar. I also like it has this really hard shell. And with the shell case, you just unzip it. And this snaps off. You fold them up. And there you go. See how small it is? I have a kind of big head, but it doesn't take up much space. And with the D-ring, you can just snap it on your back, carry it. These are actually my daily use headphones also. I bring these with me more or less everywhere. And the cable folds up and fits right in here too if I didn't feel like fucking with that. Third thing is get a detachable backup hard drive. This is 1 terabyte. You should always back your stuff up anyway, whether you're traveling or not. But if you're going to travel and you bring your computer, always back this up and always keep this in a different compartment, different case. So I have my Mac I'm doing right here. My Mac is backed up. This does not go in the same book as my Mac. So if I lose my Mac, I just take this bad boy and re-up it. So for example, I recently bought a new computer. I had the old MacBook Pro Retina 13-inch maybe, and I got the new MacBook 12-incher. So this was my old computer, and I just put it on my new computer. Don't keep them in the same bag, though, because if you keep them in the same bag and you get mugged or you lose it or some shit happens, this is gone. So always have your computer backed up, okay? Next thing is this little thing, or a safety pin. Carry this in a small compartment, a Ziploc bag. Just take out your SIM card, right? Why? You're going to have, if you travel a lot, you're going to have to get new SIM cards and put them back and forth in, and it's a real pain in the ass when you don't have a safety pin or something like this. Next one is, now we'll have a little more fun. Next one is gum, lighter, and or cigarettes. Why? Do you know how many times people come up to me, hey, you got a light? I don't want to talk to people when I travel, right? I don't want to fucking meet people. But when I was younger and I was all about that game, then how do you meet people? Well, people, you know, got a light. Degenerates, I don't know why it's so hard to pack cigarette lighter or matches. But people who smoke are just not responsible, obviously, and they fucking are always looking for a light. Well, I mean, there you go, right? There's your conversation breaker. There's how you break the ice. Oh, you need a light? Oh, yeah, here, I got a light. Simple as that. Clove cigarettes also, when I would go out a lot, they smell really good. So it's like, I've told that to guys before too, is if you're just going out to bars and you want to meet girls or whatever, clove cigarettes. They're not harsh like real cigarettes, and they have a really aromatic smell. So if you go out and you light one up, you're going to immediately draw attention to yourself. Then people ask you, what are those? And although people will commonly say, oh, I haven't had a clove in so long. And then, that's just how you make friends, guys. That's how you break the ice. You draw attention to yourself, but in a positive way. Next thing is, this is a foam neck pillow. This thing smushes up into a little bag, and then it's big. So you can sleep on, right? It's memory foam. This brand is, I don't know, Evolution Pillow. And then this also snaps onto your bag. So you can just attach it to your bag. Next one is your paperback version of Gorilla Mindset, of course. You got those long flights ahead of you. You read. You can bring an ink pen and fill it out here, right? Do all your paperwork. Take your notes. And I think that's it for gadgets. I probably have a few more. Did I show you my Swiss Army knife USB power charge cord thing? I didn't. Maybe I'll do that in the next one. It's really funny how when you're sitting somewhere and you're just in this little confined space, and you drop something and it fucking where does it go, right? Hold on one second. Alright, fuck. This thing is a lifesaver. This is also Lifetron brand. I got this off the duty free. But you can buy these off of Amazon. They're like 20 bucks. So this one it's a universal power adapter. So right here is what I use in Vietnam and what I use in France right now, right? You want Australia. Here's Australia. You want the US. Here's the US. And if you want the UK, here's the UK. And there's also a USB charger on top of it too, so you can put a USB cable in there and charge it. This thing is indispensable. Get a couple of these things. These are great. You'll never have to be out without power. So the next tips will be pack a lot of socks and underwear. Pack 3 shirts and pack 10 pairs of socks and 10 pairs of underwear. Why? You're very rarely going to get a shirt so nasty and so disgusting that you have to change. Remember what we talked about yesterday. You want to look good every day, not necessarily different. This is doubly so when you're traveling. But socks, if you go out and you walk around and you enjoy yourself, your feet are going to smell bad, right? Pack foot powder also. Pack a lot of underwear. So I see people, they'll unpack and they have 10 dress shirts, right? 10 different shirts. What are you going to go wear 10 different shirts to 10 different nightclubs in a row? Just wear the same fucking shirt. Or if you go out and it smells bad because it gets smoky, just take a shower with your shirt on, right? Dry it, hang it, wear it the next day, or have 2. And then we'll have 5 pairs of socks and underwear. But what's more likely, if you go out during the day and you go sightseeing, you're going to need to change your underwear, you're going to need to change your socks. The rest of your clothes, you're not going to change. So pack twice as many, at least, socks and underwear as you other things. That might sound like a dumb tip, but I've learned the hard way. Many other people have learned the hard way. You do not want to run out of socks and underwear. But your clothes, you're fine. Just go take a shower in them. The next one would be, don't use the Wi-Fi when you fly. Most planes don't have Wi-Fi, but if it does, don't use it. Just use that time as forced solitude time. For whatever reason, when I fly, I write better than when I write anywhere else. And that is even when I'm no Wi-Fi anywhere. There's something about being isolated on a plane or a train that really gets you creative, and it really, I think it's because nature abhors a vacuum, and if you're just sitting there and you know you can't go online, and you know you're just you're trapped, you become more creative. Ideas just come to you. So no Wi-Fi when you fly. Pen and paper, we talked about. Aspirin, okay. A lot of people get deep vein thrombosis when they fly. Flying does all kinds of weird things to your body physiologically. It dehydrates you. With aspirin, it keeps your blood thin. That is all aspirin is. It's a blood thinner, and I wrote about aspirin in Gorilla Mindset. You want thinner blood when you're flying. It'll also help you prevent headaches. The next one would be know the exchange rates and make sure your ATM is universal. So I don't know every ATM's rules, but some of them will charge you a foreign transaction fee. An ATM will. So I had an ATM card. They said, well, yeah, there's no ATM fees. And then I got money, and then I got charged 3% for every fucking transaction because they charged me an exchange rate. So I got hit with like $100 worth in fees because when I travel, I almost use cash. But Fidelity and Schwab don't have any ATM foreign fees, and they also reimburse your ATM fees. So if I go to an ATM card and I use a Schwab card at an ATM machine, even if the ATM machine has a fee, I get reimbursed for that fee, and Schwab doesn't charge me a fee. Fidelity is the same way, but of course, double check the rules. But you really got to know that. Also, don't use the exchange desks at the airport. They're almost always a scam. Every now and then you'll get lucky, but usually they're atrocious. So get something called a currency converter on your iPhone, and then when you go up, find out how much they're trying to charge you. Anything more than 2 or 3% is a ripoff. I've had places try to charge 15%, but if you don't know these things, people don't know. You just go to the exchange counter. Oh yeah, here's $500, here's $1,000, and then you end up getting back the equivalent of $850 in currency, foreign currency. Like, holy fuck! Even if your ATM charges you a fee, it's still going to be a better deal than paying those kinds of fucking atrocious fees. So make sure you know what the exchange rate is. Get the little calculator, and then say, okay, how much you charging me, and then show them what it really should be. And then you can't negotiate it. But I recommend just use your ATM card when traveling. But make sure you have the right ATM card. Check your credit cards. Man, fuck. That's why I almost didn't do this video, but because I thought it's kind of a dumb video. But I thought about everything I'm telling you are things that I had to learn the hard way. So I'm thinking, well, if I had to learn this the hard way, then it's worth doing a video on because you need to learn too. I thought I had the right credit cards. I had multiple because I do Sky Miles. No, I packed the wrong one and I get 3% surcharge on any foreign exchange. So if I'm in Paris and I throw my credit card down, I get charged an extra 3% by my credit card. Now I got the right credit card back, but double check that. See, it's called a foreign transaction fee. Call your credit card company and find out if there's a fee. Double check it. Look online in the credit card enrollment agreement too. And a lot of times it'll be tricky because I have like a Premier card and then I had a basic card. So I packed the Premier card because it's like, well, it's the Premier card. No, that was the one with the fucking fee, right? So look it up. The next thing would be to call your bank, let them know that it's called travel notes. Just call and say, I want to put travel notes in my account. What do we got? Oh, skip leg day. Right? So if you're going to travel, why would you do legs before you travel? Your legs are going to hurt. You're not going to be able to walk. When I go to a new place, I want to walk 5, 10, 15 miles in a day or two. If you do leg day, you're going to be sore. But you do want to get a good workout in before your trip because you don't know when you're going to find a good gym. You don't know if you're going to be able to find a day pass. You don't know a whole lot of things. So I do a full body workout, light legs, before I fly. The morning before I fly, I also do cardio because that gets me sweating. Otherwise, I get really bloated on the plane, and when I land, I'm really bloated. Even if I drink a lot of water. Sometimes I've been so bloated that when I wore shoes flying and I tried to change into flip-flops when I landed, like say in Cabo, my feet wouldn't even fit in the flip-flops. That's how much I sweat. That's how much I swell. So that's why I try to get as much edema and sweat out of my body as I can the morning of flight. The next one would be, well, that was it. The last one would be hydrate. Drink a lot of water because you do get dehydrated on the plane. And you do get dehydrated when you walk around without realizing it. Where was I? Vienna, like a week or two ago. And I was walking and all of a sudden I felt really weird. What was going on? Well, I hadn't hydrated. Even though I was drinking water, it wasn't enough because it's really humid out, it's really hot, it's a heat wave, and I walk a lot. So if you're a physically active person, you're very likely to get heat exhaustion without realizing it because you're like, well, I can keep moving. It wasn't like my body was tired, I just felt a little bit lightheaded, but I'd done all kinds of Army training, and heat exhaustion is like a big deal. I remember in basic training and even the Army, you'd see a guy walking, he looks fine, then just fall out. The signs and symptoms of heat exhaustion, know them, learn them, Stay hydrated. How do you know if you're hydrated? Well, your urine should be clear, and you should be going to the bathroom at least every 2 hours. At least. I prefer to have to go to the bathroom every hour. But obviously, I don't just stop every hour and go to the bathroom. You can hold it. You are a man. But you should have to go to the bathroom every 2 hours. Those are more than 10 travel tips. Let me know what you want to know. Let me know if you like this video. This is a little change of pace. Like I said, I almost didn't do it. I almost said, well, is it really on point with the channel? But then the reason I did it is because, and this is the rule that I do at Danger and Play and why I wrote Gorilla Mindset. Anytime I've had to learn something, I tend to think, well, you're a relatively smart, educated, informed person. You had to learn this for yourself because nobody had ever told you it. Therefore, wouldn't it have been nice if somebody had told you this? And that's kind of what I try to share to people, things that I had to learn on my own. And then because I think, well, maybe you probably want to learn it on your own too. So let me know what you think. Do you want more travel videos? Did you find it useful? What's your #1 travel tip? Just leave your comment below, and I'll talk to you soon. And maybe I'll talk to you tomorrow.